You beefing it up.
I'm beefing it up.
I like beef.
We need some meat in our diet, man.
Yeah. Cows.
Oh, cows. Speaking of cows.
My mum's fine.
That's cruel. I didn't know where you were going to go with that. At least you went for your mother, not mine.
Yeah, that would have been...
Cruel.
That would have been rude.
Yeah, but funny.
Yeah.
Considering she's our only fan. She's our only listener now.
Yeah, exactly. So
how are we doing, Andy?
We're doing fine.
Yeah, this is episode 28, and yeah.
Have you heard about the feminists attacking our friend Joss Whedon?
Is this hot news?
Yeah,
feminists.
Yeah, he's come off Twitter.
Oh.
You know, in Age of Ultron, where Bruce Banner and Natasha...
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson are having that little talk, and he's like, there's no future here. And she was like, well, back in the day when I was being trained to be this killer, once you've gone through all your training, they sterilise you.
Yes.
So you don't think about anything else. You've got no future. All you think about is killing. So we're the same. We're both monsters. And the feminists seem to think that what just meant is any woman who can't have a baby is a monster. And they've attacked him.
Oh, they're missing the point.
Yes, completely. The fact that she's a monster is she killed without any kind of remorse. That's what she did. She was an assassin for years.
Yeah, it's not that it's not the rule is for everybody. You know, if that was the case, if every woman was sterilised, would they all suddenly become monsters? You know,
it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's one person's personal experience.
And can you think of another direction, Hollywood, who's done more for female rights than Joss Whedon has? I mean, look at it.
George Lucas. Oh, sorry, more. I thought you said less. I thought you meant they haven't taken it back to the Stone Age.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay's done so much for. Oh, I think they. Let me see if I can think of a name. Paul Verhoeven. Do you know what? No.
Showgirls is yeah.
Well, it's about autonomy and self-determination, right? Okay. No, you tell me, enlighten me.
Well, I can't. I think
you can't.
You know, you got Buffy. He always has two, really strong female characters.
Yeah, he does.
And feminists have always sort of backed him and sort of said, well,
but just because there's one case that they actually, that.
Well, they've said it.
Yeah.
Right, it's like you're looking for some. Well, I must find something.
Yeah, there must be something
in popular culture somewhere that'll anger me. How dare you say that all women who can't have babies are monsters? There's nobody said at all.
Yeah, yeah. But they didn't mention her ass. It's like that's fine. It's all right for her to walk away from the camera and see her ass, but it's not okay that we refer to this one character's personal experience of being sterilised and then being forced to become a killer. I think the two things are two separate things.
Yeah.
Being sterilised and then being trained to be a killer.
Well, she was trained to be a killer, and then once she'd undergone a training, she was sterilised. So she's focused on the kill.
On the kill. Well,
she's got no future. So basically, what she's saying is like, I can't have kids. Yeah. So we can. There's no. I can't have a kid. There's no family for me. So we're the same. Not saying that's
a step forward to me. That is something that's quite brave for a comic book character, especially to have. I mean, Catwoman would never go up to Bruce Wayne and say, "Oh, by the way, I can't have children. I'm barren," or anything like that. Bruce Wayne says, "My sperm is very low." It's you try and be brave and come forward with something that's a little bit out of the norm, and then it's attacked for being a message about all women.
Well, the more I've been listening to interviews with Joss Whedon and stuff, because even though we loved Age of Ultron so much, I think it's got flaws.
Yeah.
But the flaws seem to have come from the behemoth of Marvel saying, no, Joss, you're not doing that, you're doing this. And I think the reason he's not going to do another Avengers film, or will he do another Marvel film, I don't know, is because they put so much restraint on what he could do, what he can do, and that's
not the point. I mean, restraint in creativity is not creativity. It's not art.
First cut of the film was 3.25 hours.
Yeah,
and they had to cut it down to 2.25, so he's lost. So hopefully,
that's a lot of money wasted as well. That's millions.
Yeah. But hopefully if we get a Blu-ray release, it might be the director's cut. That would be nice.
It probably will be if they want to make money from it. If they're smart.
Beef.
That's the beef. That's the cow.
Beef. But anyway, what we're going to talk about today is it Snowpiercer we're going to talk about.
I thought it was John Wick.
Oh?
Yeah, because I've seen them both. Have you seen them both?
Yeah, I've seen them both.
Okay. Well, we need to decide here. We need to make a decision.
I know. I'll toss a coin.
Tossing a... Oh.
Just a
Tossing
coin.
a coin,
I'll
yeah.
toss a coin. Are you ready?
Yep. Oh, where's it gone? Hang on. Did you call heads or tails? It's still
pause.
rolling. It's still rolling.
I'm heads.
Okay, I'm tails. It's still rolling. It's still rolling.
And...
It stopped.
Oh, it stopped on its side.
That's impossible.
Well, that's what it's done.
It's a 1 penny piece. It's really thin. Oh my god! Just knock it. It's still there.
Well, the gods have spoken. I guess we'll have to talk about both.
Both.
You talking to me?
Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast?
Then who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like clown. You
I'm Peter Venkman. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Man that doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man.
Damn.
I'm kind of a big deal.
First rule of Fight Club is do not talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, baby.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
And we're back.
Okay, so...
Welcome to Frame by Frame.
Yeah.
This is Frame by Frame, right?
That's what it is. I always like the podcast where it sort of comes in, like joining a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to I was having this start.
Just like that one.
Yeah, that was good. So, let's start with John Wick.
John Wick.
I'm up.
You like that, huh?
Nice ride.
Thanks.
How much?
Excuse me.
How much for the car?
She's not for sale.
You have good day, sir.
Daisy.
I lost everything. That dog was a final gift from my dying wife.
Jonathan, you got out once. You dip so much as a pinky back into this pond, you may find something reaching out to pull you back in.
It's personal.
Where'd you get that car?
What does it matter?
It's not what you did, son. It's who you did it to.
Nobody?
That nobody is John Wick.
So John Wick is, we were just talking about assassins. He was an ex-assassin who fell in love and managed to get away from that. And then his wife dies, unfortunately, but on the eve of her death, she buys him a dog.
And that's this is Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves
Back in the action seat. And yeah, so he's got a dog.
And he's got a really nice car that he drives fast around the track for some reason.
Yes.
Just to let out.
That's his job. That's his job, right? He goes to work. Then he comes home.
What is his job?
He
drives.
He tests brakes on cars.
Is that actually his job?
I don't know, but
because I just assumed he was just getting anger out by driving fast.
What was the building? Was that building the armor factory where he does all that? It's obviously where all the criminals hang out, right?
Yeah.
It's not just his private garage that opens up like the Batcave.
Yeah.
This is a weird building.
Yeah, but
in the middle of nowhere, near an airfield.
So he's fueling up.
Yeah,
he wants to fuel his car up, and some Russians take a liking to his car and want to buy it, but he won't sell it.
Of course, yeah.
Are Russians the go-to guys now for arseholes.
I thought this was supposed to be a Japanese martial arts. It was supposed to be like a Japanese film.
Right,
But
exactly. This is why I was so excited about John Wick, because I thought it was going to be... Because we know Keanu's got the moves from Matrix, and I thought, great, he's going back to sort of kung fu. You know, he's going to be going into the town, into like a building and beating the hell out of a lot of people as a kung fu and stuff. And it was sort of advertised to be like that, and it wasn't like that.
But the actual director was Chad Stahelski. That doesn't sound Japanese. But he is a martial arts guy. The actual director is a martial arts guy.
Well, he did the action choreography on Matrix, I think, or was a stunt double of Keanu Reeves, I think, on The Matrix. So he's kept in touch with them. So when they wrote this film and wanted to make it, Keanu was like, well, I'll do it.
I want to do John Wick. That's what I want to do. Whoa.
But it was so... Whoa. But it was like... it was so built to... I thought it was going to be this great action...
It was set up. It was set up to be more... This is probably where the trailer was a little bit more pumped up.
Yeah. But even the beginning of the film, when, you know, obviously they've killed his dog and beat the shit out of John Wick.
Which is a bit odd.
Yeah, and then when he's like bragging off to his dad what he's done, and he said, "You just done this to John Wick," and he's like... Right, that's it. You're done for.
Yeah.
John Wick's coming for you, and he was like, "Oh God, great! Can't wait for this."
There's a lot of weird stuff about the beginning, it's basically the last 16 minutes. The first 16 minutes of this film is just full of depressing moments.
Yeah.
And we were reminded a lot that his wife had died. We get to see her die. We get to go to the grave. He looks at pictures. He gets a cup out, and then he gets her cup, which has got the daisy on it. We know that she likes daisies. The little puppy comes along. He cries, and she's written a note. This is a gift for you, and it's kind of like so much on the nose that they could have just gotten done in about 3 minutes. Of yes, the wife is dead. In fact, they could have just put white on black at the beginning. John Wick's wife has just died, and then just go to him going to work.
Yeah,
it seemed like they were just kind of way too much mood setting, because either they were trying to get some sort of performance out of Keanu Reeves because he really wanted to really show people that he could be upset.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Or was it just to justify the amount of people he's about to murder?
Is it just that? Is he
gonna? He's just gonna lose his shit, man.
Yeah, but it seems. I don't know, I just kind of sat there, I was just thinking, oh my god, I mean, so now I feel sick and depressed. Let's bury a dog, that'll cheer us up. Yeah. Let's just bury the dog. Let's see him just each moment, and then I wondered if I should watch Requiem for a Dream afterwards, just to cheer me up.
Just to cheer yourself up, yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of felt a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah,
up until the Russians came in, because then they lightened everything up.
Those crazy stand-up comedian Russians coming over here, killing our dogs,
taking out cars.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah. So, where did it go from there after the Russian realised that he was in trouble?
It just went from Keanu killing a lot of people, really.
And what was the point?
Retribution for killing his dog.
Because I was trying to figure out if there was going to be some sort of tie-in to the wife as to, why the wife had died.
No, there's no tie-in.
There's no tie-in.
No, the Russians were pricks.
I made a prediction. I made a prediction about 20 minutes into the film that John Wick killed his wife. That was my prediction.
Really?
Yes.
I did not think that once. You're giving it far too...
I was trying to kind of find, because you recommended this film to me, and I thought, well, this can't just be a film about straightforward...
Let's shy away from the word recommendation. I said, this is getting loads of good reviews. Let's do one on action cinema. John Wick's out. Let's check it out.
Okay, I'll let you off the hook.
Thank you. Because I instantly, after watching it, because I was excited about watching the film, I thought, this is going to be great. It's going to be in kung fu. What we
like that about Lucy? What we like that about Lucy, though?
Don't bring Lucy up. At least then I got to look at Scarlett, but this time I had to look at Keanu. Right, I'm going to say this in defense of Keanu. I think he's got a genuine screen presence. I think he's a
He can
born
hold- yeah.
movie star. He
He
looks
is.
like a movie star.
He can hold the screen, and
Yeah.
he can do a lot of things with that screen.
And the man has not aged in 15 years.
True.
He still
true.
looks great, you know.
And he did work hard on this movie. There's
did.
a lot of stunt work, a lot of professional moments where you know that he's working his ass off.
Yeah.
It's a personal project. This is a passion project for him.
Yeah. And it's choreographed really well.
Yes.
It's not what I expected it to be, like long fight scenes, but they are extended scenes of gunshot, which sort of harks back to early John Woo, I guess.
Yeah. There's it's like a dance. It's
Yeah.
more like a dance rather, and the music is there to emphasize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I just didn't really connect with any part of it.
Yeah, there was no personal reason other than the fact that I felt as though because we were so drummed into our mind, it was so drummed into our heads that the wife had died. I focused on that too much, and I thought, well, we need to move on because that's all we're hearing.
You can you can sort of see like he's lost his wife, and then he's got this dog, so his dog is his main focus now.
Yeah, exactly.
And then these Russians, and I'm always I don't like people murdering dogs.
That was that was
and
depressing.
when you hear it squeak and you know it's dead, you're like, oh, right. And you understand, right, he's lost it. He's lost everything. That's it. I don't care what happens to me. I'm just going to kill a load of Russian people. He wants to get to that guy who killed his dog, doesn't he? That's the idea.
And he does. I mean, and they do that very well in the fact that he's constantly chasing this guy. But the thing is, my problem with it is that this guy is so inept. He's still steps ahead of him the whole time.
Yeah.
And when he actually does end up killing him, I don't remember it. I remember the chase more than the actual death. And it seems like especially through the nightclub when he's clocked him and he sees him, the guy is 2 steps ahead of him every time, but he just doesn't seem to be the type to be 2 steps ahead of John Wick every time. There's so many guys that he kills that are far more proficient at their jobs than this kid.
Yeah.
And yet he kind of sneaks out. It doesn't make sense. That didn't make sense to me. Why he couldn't just find him sleeping in his bed and just do a starry eyed on him, because he didn't seem to be that much of a person that was
no,
that hard to chase.
Just a spoiled little shit
who was pissed off because somebody took his beer. But he's not pissed off when he's actually sitting in a car in a towel. He didn't shout at anybody to get clothes or anything.
No.
He's just happy to be in a car. But yeah, what a...
And then you got John what's his name?
John Liguori.
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh, it's
Liquid... You know what I'm about.
Oh, John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo.
Him. Because he's a good actor, isn't he? And it was such a wasted part. He just runs as a shop.
And that's it. He's just in the background.
Yeah, he doesn't really have any main parts in it.
Yeah, I mean, there are some parts in it that I kind of felt as though were a bit thrown away. Ian McShane thrown away.
Who plays Ian McShane?
Who plays the same guy from Driftwood? Was it Driftwood? Deadwood.
Yeah. He plays, and the same guy from Boone.
And William Dafoe probably had the most interesting ending to his life.
Yeah,
in his character, but it's still, again, it's not really. He didn't really have much to chew on.
Did you see that coming? Where he paid him to kill John Wick, and he's basically got John Wick's back. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, that wasn't no surprise.
To be honest, it didn't even surprise me that I wasn't surprised. It was kind of like, okay, yeah, they did. Let's move on. I've seen that before.
I'm surprised that you weren't surprised though.
But I was surprised that I hadn't caught myself out from being surprised for not being surprised.
Are you surprised that I'm surprised that you weren't surprised about not being surprised?
Like a Kinder Egg.
Like an onion levels, my friend.
Okay, the biggest bad guy, Michael Nyqvist, who played Viggo Tarasov, the father. What did you think to him? Was he a big enough nemesis?
I think he was. He played the disappointed father very well.
Yeah, like Richard Harris did.
Yeah, he's sort of like, the spoiled shit. I'm going to bail him out again, but now he's gone too far because John Wick's coming.
I was kind of hoping he was going to kill him in that moment when he was.
That would have been interesting
because it would have given him less to hunt
or at least
for.
beat the living crap out of him, not just slap him a few times.
It was kind of weird that you saw that coming. You saw all the every moment you were kind of waiting. Oh, here we go. We've got to have a bit of a smack up now.
What's that whole "you'll break my heart" Frodo? It's all that.
It was the predictable punch a guy in the face after laughing at him.
Yeah,
and then hugging him and saying something evil in his ear. We've seen that in The Godfather. We've seen that
exactly. You always get that sort of they do a hug, but they hold them. Yeah, they hold the neck and just slap a few times in the face.
I know it was you, Fredo. So it's I think there's a lot of stuff in this that I've seen before, and there's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen before. The fact that every single person that John Wick actually knocks down unconscious, he then has to shoot them in the face twice.
Yeah,
which I kind of thought was a bit for an efficient person. That's a little bit inefficient.
Yeah.
Use of his time and bullets.
Yeah, the one thing I did like about it, there was no gun that had like 10,000 bullets in it. He had to keep reloading the gun.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So there's a bit of realism there.
Well, they had to do that because otherwise people are always counting the clicks.
Yeah, but I'm saying in most action films now they just keep shooting, and there is no reload of the gun. I think the action scenes were done really well. They just weren't what I wanted them to be, or what I expected them to be. Maybe I'm just being a spoiled brat. I'm being the Russian kid.
Maybe.
I wanted martial arts. I didn't want you to. I've got Leon for that.
I think I wanted a little more atmosphere as well. I kind of felt as though it was very dark, very claustrophobic. I wanted to kind of have, like you say, I think we didn't want Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, magicism, but we wanted to have a little bit more, something to look at that was...
Like in the Bourne films.
Yeah, something
a
little
that
bit
kind
more.
Of fighting,
Yeah, but every fight scenario seemed like it was a different scenario, but the same location. It was still dark, and everything felt the same, going through the motions.
Yeah.
Like
I like the one in his house when they get in his house to kill him. That was okay because it was sort of like he's defending his castle, so to speak. And I thought, he's going to get into some good fighting now, and it just didn't. It was just gunfights.
But John Wick is supposed to be something special, and he's the one you send to kill the fucking boogeyman. That's the things like I struggle with that whole boogeyman concept.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking like a literal boogeyman, just like the person who you can't kill. You send John Wick to. He doesn't kill ghosts.
But I think that's a real slap in the face to Chuck Norris.
Now, this is one of my favorites here. When the boogeyman goes to sleep every night, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris.
We've now entered an entirely new territory. You've mentioned Chuck Norris on the podcast.
Yes.
We're on the endangered species list now.
If I tag him, will we get more followers? Sorry, what was your point there? Because I've been completely stumped on it.
What was your problem with the boogeyman? The concept of it, or
the placement of it? It kind of felt out of place. It just jumped out, and I thought, well, that's kind of a bit unnecessary.
Right. I just took that as like you send John Wick to kill a person and no one else can get to. That's you send John Wick for that.
Yeah, but I think the boogeyman is so not. It didn't raise the stakes. It didn't make him any more special. It just kind of made him more of like a fictional. Do you know what I honestly thought of that? I thought about the Gruffalo. All I could think of is this creature with a wart on his face running around killing things. I didn't feel as though that. I think Keanu Reeves probably needed to have been a little bit more of an enigma rather than just being.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, Leon excels is where Leon just walks into a police station, does what he needs to do, and then walks out without a scratch. I wanted that elite, because that's how he's pegged, as being the best of the best.
That's it. I didn't get the
best.
And
he gets shots, and he gets, he spends half the time trying to patch himself back up, doesn't he?
Oh, conveniently as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted, I wanted that Leon thing where he could just. He is the best. He walks into a place, shoots a lot, gets done what he needs to done, he's out.
but then there's no fear. I think that they wanted him to get injured because Keanu, he doesn't get injured that much in these films.
He doesn't, but the thing is he doesn't care anymore. He's lost everything, so whatever happens to him, it shouldn't matter. His goal is to kill that kid, and then that's it. It's done.
He should be like a Terminator, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly Michael Myers. Sole focus is just to kill that person, and then that's it.
That's why I didn't feel he was a strong enough threat. I didn't feel as though he was. He was choreographed to be a killer, like somebody is playing Swan Lake. They're the Swan, but they're not. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's him. It doesn't feel like him that it was coming through. I think, like I say, I think it had to be. And you've already said it's more the Michael Myers focus thing. He should have been more of a spook that was just. I needed more angst. I think I needed more pain.
Yeah, that's what it should be. John Wick isn't the person you send to kill the bogeyman. John Wick should have been the bogeyman. He should have been this mythical figure that just pops up, kills you, and disappears. You never see him. He's there, does his job, gets out.
The Candyman, yeah.
Yeah, not just this person who's so like, hello, I'm John Wick, I'm going to kill you now.
I just felt uncomfortable with the cultural reference being there. I think that's mainly the thing. I kind of felt as though it...
But, so...
Anyway.
What would you say then? It was a decent action... But...
It was a decent action. It was choreographed very well. Critics have been loving it. I mean, people have been really loving this film. What do you remember from the whole film? What's the biggest memory of the film apart?
The dog getting killed.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that was their only pivot.
Even though the action scenes were done really well.
Yeah.
I've seen that done before, so I don't remember it very well.
That's it. And can you think of another action film recently where the action was memorable?
Age of Ultron.
Well, there's one.
Yeah.
Any others where the action you look at any film from any era, when you think of an action film with an action scene, which ones pop out? Which ones just?
I've got things
wow.
like Police Story, the Jackie Chan film. That whole fight scene in the end in the shopping mall is like spectacular. It's never been beaten, I don't think, in action cinema.
But maybe that's what we needed. We needed more different venues, something to kind of for the actual action to be able to bend around different corners.
I think I wanted more hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, that's it. We were too many guns, and
yeah, it was already, like someone would try and get him, he'd just get him on the floor, bang bang in his face. Next one on the floor, bang bang, you over there, bang bang, you there, bang.
But there really was
you want that personal sort of hand-to-hand. Who's going to win? The Raid 2, Jesus Christ, the end fight scene in Raid 2 is spectacular. That's what you want.
That's it.
That's the problem now, because you've got the Raid films have sort of set a benchmark for action cinema, and John Wick did not come close to that.
Not at all, and that's why I find it astonishing that it's doing so well, that it's been so popular.
With the Raid 2, that end fight scene, you genuinely don't know who's going to come out best on it. You think, right, the hero is going to win in the end, but it's played so well and so brutal that you're thinking they could both die here.
Yeah,
there's tension,
and that's what's needed, and I think that's what's missing is the tension. Because it's Keanu Reeves and it's John Wick, and he's going to come out of it fine.
So I'd either want John Wick to have been the best of the best, where he never gets touched. He's that good that no matter what happens, he goes into a building, he gets done. But
that's the same with Lucy. I mean, I hate to bring Lucy in again, but the efficiency does not create drama. Being an
well, that's what I'm saying. It has to be one or the other. It can't be both. You have to be that where he's like Leon. The drama there was the little girl that he's going to look after her.
Yeah.
But he is that good that he's not only when it took an entire squadron of policemen to completely take over a building did he manage to that he got hit. But he was just that good. But you either want that or you want it to be brutal and hand to hand, and you're not sure if he's going to make it out of this. And what would have been beautiful with John Wick is he wouldn't have cared because he's lost everything. If he dies, I don't care.
It doesn't matter. Exactly, there was no tie-in. But then again, wouldn't it been better if there was something that he was still fighting for? like in Leon, he was protecting the girl.
Yeah,
he
he
had
was.
a reason to live, but then there was also a reason for there to be enough jeopardy for him to die, because she would be left in the end of the film to carry it on, in his memory.
Yeah.
So that's usually the case. If there's somebody else, if there were two people in this film, it probably would have been better. If it was John Wick and I have no idea, but if there was something that he was invested in, that there was a reason why he was doing it, maybe the dog was kidnapped, not killed.
Yeah.
But then what's the point in kidnapping a dog? It's not dramatic enough for him to kill that many people because of that.
But then it would have been because he's projected his love of his wife onto that dog.
Yeah.
So that dog essentially in his head would have been his wife.
Yeah.
So that he would be fighting for her. So that would have been better.
Yeah.
And with all films, it's like they're not. It's like we're making a film in the hope that we can make a lot more, because John Wick 2's been announced.
It has been announced.
So every film now is like, well, we can't kill him off at the end because we can make more money out of this and make a few more John Wick films. So
yeah, exactly, and that's not good. Because that just creates a franchise of brain dead action films.
Exactly, and that's why Leon is such a. It's so good.
Nobody made a sequel.
No, because he's dead.
He's dead,
and you don't expect him to die. I never expected him to die. When the first time I watched it, I thought he's going to live. He's that good. And then when he dies,
and then you got Natalie Portman at the end, who lives and lives on.
And when she plants the plant, and it's heartbreaking. And she's sort of on her own now, but you know she's going to be okay.
You remember so much from that film, though. I remember the pig hand puppet. I loved that, and the milk. And the cigarettes, and there's so much in that film that I pulled from it that I remember, and it was there's comfort because you kind of feel as though she lived on, and they did want to make a professional too. They wanted her to be the assassin. There was that idea of there being Leon too, but it wouldn't be. It would be the professional. But Natalie Portman never agreed to do that. So. Again, with John Wick, it's just not going to be it's not going to be a franchise that I want to invest in.
No, absolutely not.
Because I said at the end, actually, because he gets a new dog. Conveniently, he's in a place where there's a dog pound.
Yeah.
I don't know how that. It could have been ice cream. It would have been better if it was just walking down the street eating ice cream.
Could have been anything. The very start of the film, he falls out of that. The car smashes into that thing. He falls out, and he's half dead. And you think, "Oh Jesus, what's happened?" And then when the film catches up to that moment, he just stands up and walks off.
Yes.
I mean, what's all that about?
I mean, yeah, that end, that beginning was. I don't like that. I don't like seeing that. It bores me. They did it with Payback.
Yeah, they did.
And I mentioned Payback already before because this film is exactly the same as John Wick, but I thought Payback was a much stronger film.
It was because it wasn't advertised as being anything other than what it was,
and the characters were so funny. They were genuine and ingenuous, and you had something. It was like he was going on a journey.
Yeah.
Whereas John Wick's just going around the same roundabout. He's on a roundabout that's just going around the motions. And coming out at the end until he's had enough.
See, if John Wick had had Lucy Liu in bondage gear, I would have been a much better film.
And Greg Henry just having the crap beaten out of him.
Yeah,
and, I would have enjoyed that. I mean, the characterization. I mean, a lot of nasty stuff happens in that film. I mean, the guy gets his toes smashed up. His girlfriend commits suicide. His ex, who used to be she used to be a, what was it? What do you call them? Lady of the night?
Yes, prostitutes.
No, but there was upper class ones.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the lingo because I just don't do it. It's not something I type into Google very much.
Really? I'm not interested in the high class ones. I want the ones on the street corners full of AIDS. That's the ones I like.
Yeah, Mario Bello played the played
like
that.
A madam.
A madam. A courtesan kind of thing. Let's go to the 16th century and call it how it is, Moulin Rouge. And Mel Gibson used to drive her, and he just lived around seediness, but in that seediness was some pretty good, funny stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I was thinking about throughout this movie was I want to watch Payback again.
I was thinking I want to watch Leon again.
Well, let's watch some. I want to watch Leon again too. Yeah, that would be an interesting.
Director's cut, very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen that.
Ooh.
Well, have you seen the director's cut of Payback though?
No.
Straight up. Both of those films have director's cut that came out years later, and they're very interesting, very different.
Ooh.
Straight up. Check it out.
Could there be a possible podcast?
Maybe
on this?
there is. I think there is. I think this is interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's too good an opportunity to miss.
Right.
Because neither of us has seen the other person's director's cut, so
Interesting.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, good.
Cult classic. Have you got any problems with that being assigned to John Wick?
Yes. It's not a cult film.
Because so many people on Amazon, not Amazon, sorry, the International Movie Database, have been saying that, this is destined to be a cult classic. This is a classic in the making. It's made money. It's actually had an international release. It has backers. It has promotion.
We've spoken at great length that cult cinema does not mean what cult cinema means.
Same as epic or anything like that. But yeah, this is kind of
like the word awesome. You know, say, "Why, man, your socks are awesome." If they were, you'd be like, "I can't speak because the cult." The awesome, it's awesome. But now it's like, "Wow, man, red and blue socks, awesome."
Yeah. It has no meaning whatsoever.
Oh, that Big Mac is awesome. If it was, you wouldn't be able to breathe. You'd die because of it. You just can't comprehend how awesome it is, you know.
But yeah, I said that it cannot be a cult because you if you think a lot of people don't like it and it has been shunned by mainstream, the money speaks for itself. It's not a cult. It's got to be shunned. It's got to be underground. It's basically people have got to forget about it and then it just ripples out.
Yeah.
And surfaces again. That's a cult film.
Exactly. Twin Peaks Fire Water is a cult film because people didn't like it when it came out.
Yeah.
And then it slowly started.
The Room is a cult film.
It's a shit film, but yeah,
it's a cult film.
Okay,
right, because people love it. They've even got bobbleheads now, but they didn't when it first came out. They hated it.
You know what is a cult film?
Mad Max. Yes.
Remake. Well, is it reimagined?
Yeah, it's
on a remake.
It is kind of reimagined Tom Hardy. But
what do you think of the trailer? We give John Wick enough time, though.
Fuck John Wick. I'm actually excited about this film.
I know you are.
And I don't know why, but there's something about... I mean, it's still George Miller.
Yeah.
He's gone mainstream. He's got a lot more money. But
George Miller.
The thing is about the Mad Max films is that they are specifically done in a way that they're magnificently done. It's about the car chases. It's about the dirt. It's about the ruggedness. It's about the torture. It's about the.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, it's
apparently all that. There's like either very little or no CGI in most of that.
Well, that's the thing. George Miller does not like CGI.
Yeah,
and he refuses. Those are stunt guys for the most part. I mean, there's got to be moments where he's going to say, "Okay, there's no way we can actually throw that guy through an engine fan. Let's CGI that." But
what you could do is you get a homeless man and just do it.
There's one underneath the underpass on the way to work this morning.
Right, good. We'll just use an homeless man.
Should I just tag him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Ring Mr. Miller up and just say, we've got a guy, he'll do it.
Yeah, he's the ultimate fall guy.
Take the CGI out and just shove a homeless man in.
But that's it. I mean, I love George Miller. I love the Mad Max films. I grew up on them. And I don't... It's because it's set in Australia, it's dirt... There's nothing that they can really F up, even if it is just a really stupid film, a chase film, with a lot of stupid dialogue. There's nothing. I don't expect anything more than that, because it's so brilliant because of that. And that's me rising to the surface and saying I don't care what happens underneath. I'm there to have a good time, and that's kind of hopefully what I'm going to get out of it.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I thought the trailer was just really manic and full of people I'm going to find incredibly annoying.
Yeah, well, that's the point. But
yeah, I know it's the point.
You've seen the first Mad Max film
a long time ago. I don't remember it.
Well, the Knight Rider. The Knight Rider. I'm I mean, there were stupid characters in that.
Yeah.
There was the stupid guy who danced with a mannequin. In Mad Max 2, there was a feral kid. I mean, he was fun, awesomely stupid. There was.
I can't breathe because he's so stupid.
There was some really dodgy dialogue in that, and then you got Tina Turner in the third one, and that really annoys you. But the thing is, these characters are annoying because that's the society that's going to be like in a post-apocalyptic society. That nobody's going to have any kind of straightforward, common sense personality. They're all going to be messed up, and I like that.
I'm reserving judgment, but you just said something there.
What? Oh, I said awesome.
Post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic.
What else have we seen recently that's set in a post-apocalyptic
Well,
world?
we flipped the coin.
See what I did then? That was a link.
Yay! Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Right.
A circular railway that extends for 438,000 kilometers and completes one circle every year.
Passengers, as in the beginning, I belong to the front. You belong to the tail. Keep your place. Curtis, is it time?
Now isn't the time.
Well, when is the time?
Soon. Are you Namgoon Min-soo? Security specialist? We control the engine, we control the world. This time we take the engine. Then what? We kill him.
How did you get on with Snowpiercer?
I think I enjoyed it.
I do know it's a funny thing, isn't it? It's like you don't know if you want to enjoy it or not.
Yeah, it's yeah. I actually liked it. I'll be honest with you, I liked it.
It's different.
I thought it was good. It was actually something I don't think I'd seen really.
Yeah, it kind of felt like so many other things, but didn't feel like so many other things. It owns itself.
Yeah.
In a kind of there's a little bit of Hunger Games in there. There's a bit of Schindler's List in there. There's a bit of snow.
There's snow. There's lots of snow. Go on, then you set it up.
Okay, well it's the future, and the air is toxic, and they're transporting for some reason they're transporting people on this magical train.
Well, it was the guy who created this toxic thing. It was supposed to just because wasn't the world overheating, so they put this into the atmosphere to cool it down.
To cool it down,
and the guy who did it had invented this train that basically never stops. Does it?
It's a perpetual train that goes around the world, which is. It's a surreal, magical kind of an idea, really. I mean, it's not based in any sense of reality whatsoever. But it's
which is not
fun,
a bad thing. That's
but
fine.
it's a fun because once you accept that, you can accept everything else that goes on.
And basically, the people who were lucky enough to be on this train are the only survivors of the planet.
And of course, for any society to work, they have to have all different personalities, all different types of people. You've got your engineers, you've got your teachers, you've got your clever fanatics, you've got your wealthy leaders, and you've got your bottom feeders.
It's on the nose, isn't it? But I mean, every carriage in this train is a metaphor for the class system that we have.
Yes, exactly. And I think you're sold on the surreal magic of it all, that you kind of accept the stereotypes that you're being delivered.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Would you agree with
that?
it?
I agree with that completely, yeah.
The original graphic novel for this, yeah,
Chinese.
It's French. Le Snowpiercer.
Les Snowpiercer.
Yes, the Snowpiercer. It's a very different. It's very different to the film, the actual original, and what it's based on.
Right.
The train is a normal train. It could have just been the Pennine Way train. It could have been Virgin train going down to London.
It would have been a perpetual train that would have been breaking down all the time.
But that's it. The train in that graphic novel was just a normal train.
Right. Okay.
And that's what's so phenomenal about what they did with this film is that the director Yong Ho Bong.
Yeah.
Bong had an opportunity to play with so many different ways. I mean, this must be, he must have learnt so much about the craft of filmmaking from this film. If he hadn't already gotten a resume already of so many films, this is a great learning experience, because for every carriage that he goes into, there's different lighting, setting, there's different hues, there's different dress, there's different costumes. I mean, everybody who was on that job, I don't think anybody could have gotten bored, because every carriage was a complete redress.
Yeah, and
it's completely new. I mean, the editor must have loved it, because there's just something new in every single carriage.
Good. What else has the director done? Is he Japanese?
I believe he is.
Yeah.
Or
obviously there's
Korean. He's South Korean. He's directed 14 movies. He did Mother. Oh my God, are they here to get me?
It's Chuck Norris.
He's really pissed off now. Yeah, he did Mother, Tokyo, The Host.
Oh, that's
The
a
Host.
fantastic film.
Influenza short. Digital.
Why did I know? I knew that. I knew that. I knew he directed The Host.
He does a lot of short films. Memories of Murder, Barking Dogs Never Bite. Short films. He does a lot of short films as well. So he's probably, out of 14, he's made about 5.
Well, The Host
6.
is a really good film. I really enjoyed that.
That's all right. And he's an editor as well. He's also acted in a couple of things. He's written 14 things as well, and not everything he's directed as well. So he's definitely still, he's 45 years old. So he's still kind of midway in his career.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not old lady now to get to what, 75 is?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, look at Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Let's not
just look at him.
Yeah, what happened?
It's a caricature of himself now, isn't he?
He really is. But yeah, I mean, but I looked at this film and I kind of I couldn't wait for them to open the next door and to the next door and next door, and I think that was fascinating. I struggled a little bit at the beginning because until they actually broke out and started that journey, I kind of thought, well, is this going to be kind of like the Gods of Men, or is it just going to be a little? Is this going to be it? But I was just pleasantly surprised when they did the flame torches scene when it was pitch black and night vision and yeah, I think it was definitely a fun film. It did keep you entertained.
It did, and I think there was some like really cool characters in it.
Yes.
That woman, you know, she got like a Manchester accent.
Oh, is it the teacher?
Not the teacher.
No.
The woman, she's sort of like a spokesman, isn't she?
Tilda Swinton.
Was that Tilda Swinton?
That was Tilda Swinton, yes.
Oh, wow.
And she based her character on a Yorkshire accent.
Yorkshire, right, okay.
Passengers, this is not a shoe. This is disorder. This is size 10 chaos.
When I first talked to director Bong about being in the film, I pointed out to him that there wasn't actually a part for me. And then he went away and came back and asked me to look at the part of Mason, which still in the script is referred to as a mild-mannered man in a suit.
No, I can help you! I swear it! Listen to me. Wilford won't come here. He's not coming. You've got to go to him, and I can take you. I know the train.
I thought she was so funny.
Yeah.
And quirky and brilliant. I really liked her. I know you're not meant to like her, I just thought she was humorous.
I think there were two politicians that she based her characterization on. One of them was Margaret Thatcher, I think.
Right.
She was definitely there, and somebody else.
Well, you can get the sort of stone face thing of Thatcher.
No.
You can do horrible things and not occur. You know, when they make that poor guy stick his hand out.
I think that was the hook. That was a good hook. That was definitely an Act 1 setup hook, you know, to realise that, you know, these are bottom feeders and they can do whatever they want with them.
Yeah, because when you find out what they've actually been eating, which is just ground up insects made into those black bricks, and that's what they've been eating
That's
for
like
years.
Soylent Green. There's so many references that you can pick and bring on. If they were actually eating themselves, that would have been really intense. But then there was cannibalism involved in this story.
Yes, there was.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that kind of sets up the main character played by Chris Evans, who didn't look like Chris Evans.
No, he did really, really good. He's a good actor.
Do you know who he looked like? He looked more like the guy from the American Sniper. What was his name?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley. I kept on looking at him and thinking, it's not Bradley Cooper. It's not Bradley Cooper. It's the other guy.
He reminded me of Kurt Russell out of The Thing.
There's that, yeah. This would have been a really interesting. Who? Oh,
John Carpenter.
There would have been a really interesting John Carpenter film.
It's got a sort of vibe.
Yeah.
It's got a Carpenter vibe to it, definitely.
Definitely, yeah. But yeah, he did really well in this.
I think he's a talent to watch. In every film I've seen him in, he's completely different.
Yeah.
You know, he's really. I think he's a really good actor. Yeah.
There aren't that many method actors these days who kind of get lost in the roles as as much as they used to. I mean,
No.
there are no standout De Niro, Al Pacinos, or there's no standout. I mean, Edward Norton is still Edward Norton. There's nothing to kind of look at and go, who's that? I mean, you did that with Tilda Swinton just then. Who is that?
I thought of when I was watching. I thought, is that Tilda? No, it's not. It's not Tilda Swinton.
But there aren't that
It's
many.
supposed those big glasses. It's hard to tell it's her. But...
That's it. There aren't that many characters that I've seen in the last 10 years that have kind of made me think, who is that? Who is the actor? What did you think of Jamie Bell, the kid?
Yeah, he was alright, Jamie Bell.
Yeah.
He did the same character that he did in Filth, basically.
Really?
Yeah, similar sort of obnoxious kind of...
Is he kind of going through the motions of getting his career into the direction that he needs to go? Because since Billy Elliot...
Maybe, yeah. He was in Filth, which is a film you really need to see. Okay. The guy out of Filth, James McAvoy, he's a guy who gets lost in a role.
Yes.
You watch Filth, and that is a masterclass in acting.
Okay.
It's astonishing. Through just one scene, he goes through being this like guy who's really apologetic, and I'm sorry for being this, and then he just changes, and he's this fierce, angry man who's just messed up.
Well, that's nice to see a little bit of...
It's honestly one of the best performances I've ever seen. Really. It's
Filth.
It's that good.
Add that to your list.
Yeah, Filth. We'll do one on Filth.
Okay.
Whoa, what a film. Yeah.
Exciting.
Beef.
Was
That's a feral cat. Give me your angry.
Right. Okay. Ed Harris was the main bad guy at the end. What did you think to the ending of this film? Were you surprised that he was actually being penned to become the next?
I wasn't expecting it. Even though he was a leader, everyone looked up to him and he was a leader. I wasn't expecting that.
The twist that he was actually being set up to become the leader of the train, because but the fact that he actually derailed it by cutting off his own hand.
Yeah.
And those. I mean, I wasn't surprised that he died at the end.
No, he derailed it. Yeah. So does everybody die?
I think a lot of people died, and I think the main kid that they were trying to, that Octavia Spencer was the mother for, which I was surprised that she died.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, well, she needed to be with the kid, but then the whole idea of this is that the kid actually goes on and repopulates the earth with that Korean girl and the polar bears, and you just got some surprise moments.
Were you okay with those two Korean guys? The bloke and the girl? Being psychic, perhaps? She can sort of see what's behind the door before they open it.
I kind of ignored that. I didn't even know that was going on.
Right, okay. Because he's like the tech wizard who knows how to open all the doors, and she's sort of psychic, isn't she? And she can sense what's behind the door.
I kind of just zoned. I think I really zoned out on those moments. I didn't even notice them.
All right.
I think I was too busy.
Quite talent.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Wow, when you watch a Transformers film, it must be just a blank canvas for 2 hours and you're staring at like static on the TV screen. You go, oh, was it on? All right, okay. No, I didn't notice anything.
I honestly did not notice. Maybe there was a moment where I was distracted and I just missed it. But right. That sounds bad. That's terrible. I ought to watch it again so that I can.
Funny you say that. It is a film I will see again.
Yeah, Snowpiercer. Just to kind of have in the background while you're doing the dishes or something.
Yeah.
Doing the dishes, because dishes are a beautiful thing.
Yeah, like a forest.
Like a forest. So interesting ending.
Mm.
He dies. I think the moment you get that story that he was going to eat that child, it was going to eat a baby.
Yeah.
Because he killed the mother, and she tasted good, and then he wanted to have the baby, and then it was Jamie Bell who was going to eat. Yeah. And Jamie Bell had already died. And
because he dies in that like battle scene.
And you add it all together, and you think, he's not going to survive at the end of this. He can't.
There's that one interesting bit, isn't there, where it's between choosing Jamie Bell or getting that woman, isn't it? And he chooses to get the woman. Jamie Bell dies.
Yeah.
And then I thought, there's a darkness in this guy.
Yeah.
He sacrifices his friend to carry on his journey through the train.
And that is done really well. I think the whole left to right thing, because you get a sense that you know that you're always looking at the train from one angle, even though they go around the train from different angles all the time. You never, but you always know where you are. You always know that left is back, right is forward.
Yeah.
And they do that with for every step of the way. As soon as there's a moment where he's not too sure, he will look left or go left, move left.
Yeah.
And as soon as there's that need to push forward, he will look right, move right.
That's very interesting.
There's a lot of that, and that was very conscious decision, I think, in the director to maintain that throughout. And I think it's something that I just noticed, that every move forward was right.
So if that had been me, I would have got to the middle, and I thought, I'm all right here. I'll stay here. In the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Was it? What was
give me a copy of the Guardian. I'm nice and liberal now. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to be in the sleeper.
Yeah.
Carriage. Because that's just Yeah.
I'd say I like that. Yeah, I like the carriage when they're all naked and stuff. That was cool.
That was cool. That never happens on Virgin ever.
No, but then I'd been like, "Don't look at me, buddy. I'm fat."
I'd be like, "Look at my toes. Need toes."
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, it was every carriage was a picture. But yeah, aliens. Yeah, no surprises, no sequels. I don't think for this.
No, I don't think it'd be shocking. But yeah, so it's a Weinstein Company produced film.
Yeah.
And I think it did fairly well in America. It got released in America. It did very well, mainly because Captain America is like the main guy in it. But they wanted millions to distribute it into Britain, and people weren't saying, well, no, we're not going to pay for that. It's too much money. So it's still not really been distributed here, and it's sort of in the no man's land about being even coming to this country.
That's weird.
It's very weird in this day and age.
It is. It has been released on DVD though, on Amazon, but it is incredibly short-sighted. And I mean, its budget was $39 million, $40 million. It only grossed $4 million. So would it have been worth investing in that worldwide release?
Well, yeah.
Well, that they've obviously fallen short here.
Well, they have, but maybe if they'd let it, not be as greedy as distributing it and let the box office figures speak for itself, because you've got Captain America as the star, so people will gravitate towards it.
But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. This is quite a flop. They're circling again.
Oh, Chuck.
Yeah.
So it flopped?
It flopped. I thought it did really well in its opening, but actually it only did 171,000.
So it's lost a lot. And it cost, what, 40 million to make?
40 million, so it basically only made 10% of its budget. That's a shame. And I think that's obviously because of the distribution problem.
So, as a collective society, we only like dystopian featured films if it's led by a woman.
Is that right? Is this your
be.
theory?
Hunger Games.
Okay, yeah. Divergent, yeah. I suppose the Maze Runner was a guy as well, but there's a girl in it as well. Resident Evil.
No, are they dystopian futures? They're zombie films, really, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's on the ground. Everybody dies by the fourth one, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that then it becomes dystopian. Whatever films.
Mad Max.
That was Mel Gibson's such a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's amazing how a lot of those films get distributed if this one doesn't. I mean, how many other films to get held back? I know there's a film that nobody's seen over here, a Vietnam War film called A Soldier's Sweetheart, and I can't get it on. I can't get it. I actually have the VHS from America in that box over there of A Soldier's Sweetheart. Yet I can't get it anywhere else. Driving me crazy. It's a Kiefer Sutherland film, and it was quite an interesting film. It's not a brilliant film, but I'm just surprised that it's just not over here. But yeah, this is just another film that's just not made it.
Strange, isn't it? John Wick does really well, and Snowpiercer doesn't. Where's the justice?
John Wick, yeah, it's a weird world. It's a weird world. Maybe it's this. I don't know. What's the problem with it? I mean, it's got Jamie Bell in it. It's got Tilda Swinton in it. They was a British interest people right there. Oh, and of course John Hurt.
Oh, John Hurt's in it, of course.
The British interest is there. any one of those could have just come onto on a circuit and just done some interviews, and they would have gotten at least half their budget back. I don't know. What would you predict?
Did he get a Korean release, being a Korean director?
It probably did, but it doesn't have that information here. But yeah, Korea. It was released in Korea, South Korea, on the 1st of August. It basically did France, Japan, China, the Netherlands, United States, Australia, United Kingdom. It did release on my birthday last year. It's all about me. Edinburgh International Film Festival.
So it's just gone in the festival.
It's just gone into festival, and that was it. And the last place it was released was in Hungary last month.
Well, maybe those Hungary figures will start rolling in.
Right, so I think we're done with Snowpiercer. Anything else?
I think you said what I wanted to say. So, out of the two films we discussed, I would say Snowpiercer is the far better.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. And I'm surprised that a film based on a train, wholly on a train, could do so well.
Without Steven Seagal in it.
Without Steven Seagal or Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Narrow Margin reference.
Yeah.
Or Meredith Salinger.
Yeah, or Unstoppable with Chris Pine and Denzel Washington. Have you ever seen that?
Unstoppable? Oh yes, that was that's a good film.
Very good film.
Yeah, or what other train films? I mean, Under Siege 2 was really not
dreadful.
That was awful. I think we should review it though.
Yeah, let's do it now. Don't watch it.
Oh my god, ridiculous.
I like Under Siege 1 though.
Yeah,
it's a good film.
But Under Siege 2, it just went totally the wrong direction. The bad guy in that was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But however, Katherine Hegel was in it, and that was, she was young and not as obnoxious.
Yeah.
But there we go.
They had the guy out of Twin Peaks in it, didn't they?
Oh, wasn't that
That was in Under Siege 2. I forget his name now, but he was like, I'm scared of him, and I like it. He got some perverse pleasure out of Steven Seagal beating the crap out of him.
And the fact that you remember that line from Under Siege 2 is amazing.
Well, Steven Seagal would have been good as John Wick, because Steven Seagal never gets hurt.
Exactly.
He's superhuman. He just anyone comes up to him, yeah, you're on the floor. He comes up to him again, you're back on the floor.
I've never seen him actually get sewn up by an underground doctor.
No. He doesn't need that. He's Steven Seagal.
That's amazing. I mean, at least Jean-Claude Van Damme really gets battered.
Yeah.
Well, by the end of his film, he's either just blind, deaf, or legless.
Yeah.
No, actually, never legless because he has to spread them at the end if he's holding them.
Yeah.
But he's one
of those legs, Claude Van Damme.
But they're all making comebacks now. You notice they're all making kind of like big box office films again.
Yeah, well, everyone apart from Seagal.
Well, Seagal's busy. What's he doing?
Did he do that TV series?
No. Was it?
I just like that Jackie Chan's never gone away. Jackie Chan's just done a film with John Cusack.
He doesn't age.
No.
Jackie Chan is.
I'm 36. I can't do what he does. He'll be 60 soon.
Yeah, he's remarkable.
What a
Jackie
guy!
Chan
I want to do a podcast just on Jackie Chan. He's my childhood hero.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. There's a few good films that I've seen of his.
Yeah,
the old ones. It's still. I don't remember the titles, but I just remember the fights.
Yeah.
There's a fight on paper where he's tearing the paper up underneath him, and I think it's beautiful. It's poetry.
Oh, he's just
yeah.
One thing that was missing from Jackie Chan's filmography is one where he just gets pissed off. I wanted that.
Rumble in the Bronx. What happened to Rumble? No, he didn't get. He just got rumbled.
Yeah, well, he sort of gets a bit pissed off with that, but he still
tuxedo.
Yeah, he pretty ripped the scene.
Oh, my tuxedo!
Really angry. But one where someone's like, just. It sounds awful to say, but someone's just like, right. Killed his best mate and he loses his shit.
He doesn't get the Bruce Lee stuff.
No, he's gonna have the comedy all the time.
Yeah, but
I always wanted one where he just fucking pissed off and beats.
Angry Chan.
Yeah, I suppose he does in Police Story, where he gets a bit angry and then just smashes loads of glass, and
Yeah.
Anyway, we're off subject.
Well, that's fine. I mean, we can hit Jackie Chan, but he's going to hit you back.
Yeah.
Another time. We've come back. I mean, it has been a while since since Age of Ultron.
It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks, even though we put Enfield out afterwards.
Yeah.
It has been a while since we've done a podcast, and it's like we're going back to old times.
We didn't lose. We've not lost it. It's fine.
What?
We're good. We haven't lost a thing. We've still got our charm.
Yeah. Well.
You don't lose this. This is stuff from birth. You know what I mean?
Granite. It's just there.
It's
solid.
It's vibranium.
Is that a thing? Is that like fibrology?
That's what Captain America's shield's made out of, and that's what Ultron coats himself in, so he's virtually indestructible.
I would love for there to be a superhero that uses the L'Oreal product fibrology and actually makes their hair like an indestructible weave that can cut through walls.
Have you ever seen the Peter Serafinovich show?
No.
He has this really great skit on it where this guy's just got one hair, and he has this special hair product for his one hair. You'll have to put that in at the end to end with.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you'll find it, honestly. Yeah, it's fine.
When you've only got one hair, you need to look after it.
Rick Delane talks about new Elvine One Hair.
My hair was unmanageable. No matter what I did, it would end up looking dry and tangled. My hair was a mess.
Elvine One Hair's concentrated formula is designed to strengthen your hair, nourishing your hair from root to tip.
It's specially designed for people who only have one hair. Like me. Now my hair is soft and shiny, and no tangles.
I love what you've done with your hair. What's your secret?
Well, that's between me and my hair.
Look after your hair with new Elvine One Hair.
Right.
Okay, brilliant.
Been good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. You, not you. Yeah, but you. Yeah, thanks for listening.
And all of you. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, till next time. Cheerio. Be careful. It's a jungle out there.
You know, I want to take this opportunity to let the people know how they can contact our friends at Frame by Frame. They do that podcast
You
thing.
know, two guys, yeah, they do the podcast, okay? So
They're-
how...
They're nice. They're like a forest, which is a beautiful thing.
Exactly. And so if you want to do the communicating thing, you know, the social networking thing.
Yeah, you can tweet those guys at Frame by Frame 78. If you'd like to go to their website, that would be www.roastedportions.com.
You don't need to do the www. It's implied that it's going to be the World Wide Web.
The people need to know that.
Okay, just go to roastedportions.com, okay? You go down the right-hand side, you've got the social connections. You can talk to the people who do the show. You can even talk to the people who made that movie, you know, CACO3.
Who'd want to talk to those mooks?
I don't know, they made a pretty interesting movie, right? It was in black and white.
Yeah, black and white. I like
you know,
that.
We like black and white, and there was also some trees in that movie, too.
Oh, trees. It's like being in a forest, which is a beautiful thing.
Other connections, you can really get to know these people on YouTube as well, and if you want to comment on their podcast, I urge you to do that. Okay?
Yeah, I think it is a proper, really nice thing if people want to start contacting these guys.
Subscribe to them and comment. I mean, it's just polite, you know.
Also, you can email them at framebyframe78@gmail.com.
That's it. I think that's everything wrapped up, so.
Hey, I'm gonna go and plant a tree somewhere.
Okay, you go plant some trees.
I'm gonna go plant a tree.
I'm gonna go tweet.
You tweet, I'll plant a tree.
It's us. We're out of here.